Hi, I'm DM Rasul Hassan. For the project 2 of this class, I did a rhetorical analysis of an animated commercial created by Australian Hedgemeans company. It was an interesting and insightful assignment where I learned a lot about visual rhetorical elements, the advertisement industry, the science of persuasion, and the role of animation in the advertisement. In this video, I'm going to go through the steps I took towards completing this assignment and what I learned from the process. The process started by watching a documentary on the advertisement industry called The Persuaders. That documentary explains in details how advertisement industry has evolved over time and how extensive research behind the psychology of persuasion has changed the advertisements over time, making them less product-centered but more consumer-centered. Next, we read a paper on platform capitalism that addresses the explosion of data-driven advertisement on the internet. After that, I learned about the visual rhetorical elements and their effects on audience. After learning about the advertisement industry and the visual rhetorical elements, I was ready to choose an advertisement and write a rhetorical analysis on it. I was more interested in how animated advertisements uses the rhetorical elements to pursue the consumers. So I chose the Heinz-Beans animated commercial and wrote a rhetorical analysis on it. Then we took it one step further using the scholarly sources. I learned how to find reliable scholarly sources and how to cite them in my writings. I found papers on animated commercials and the visual rhetorical elements. I used the information from the paper to make a more concrete argument about my rhetorical analysis. So I completed the project 2 by combining the information from the papers with the analysis I wrote before, refining the analysis more using the knowledge learned from the papers, and finally making a multimodal blog post of my rhetorical analysis. I chose Tumblr blog post as a medium to present my information. Tumblr is a platform for creativity and art. The commercial I chose had two main features. Number 1, the creative animated story, and number 2, the art of persuasion. That's why I felt that Tumblr would be a perfect platform to make a blog post on. I added pictures associated with text on the blog post, and I also added the video of the commercial so that the readers can understand exactly what I am talking about. I was mostly struggling finding good reliable sources that explains the effects of visual rhetorical elements of an animation in the advertisement industry. Most papers I found on this topic are very generic and more focused on the animation part, but not on the advertisement part. It was hard for me to find a paper that clearly explains the conjunction between the animation and the advertisement. My blog contains pictures along with the text and a video of the whole commercial. But if I would have more time, I would use certain parts of the videos with text to make my arguments more comprehensible. I learned multiple SLOs by doing this project. Firstly, SLO 1, Rhetorical Analysis. I have never done an analysis on the visual rhetorical elements before. Doing this assignment, I got introduced to the visual rhetorical elements and how they impact the audience. Next, SLO 2, Find and Evaluate Information. I learned how to find scholarly sources related to my topic and interest and how to check if the resources are reliable or useful. Then SLO 3, Compose Documents. I learned how to compose a document in steps starting from the very rough draft and rough sketch to the final draft. Then SLO 4, Present Documents. I learned how to refine the documents and present it in a way that the audience can easily understand and relate to. I refined my analysis multiple times based on the new information I found on the scholarly papers. Then I used a multimodal medium to present it to the audience. Finally, SLO 5, Reflection. Right now I'm reflecting on the process and the learning outcomes of the projects that is helping me to look back and get a bird's-eye views of the project, which will be helpful for me in my future projects. Finally, I would like to say that besides learning a lot of new skills and information, I had a lot of fun working on this interesting topic. Thank you.